Are you taking prednisolone? Do you know someone that is taking prednisolone? Do you really know what prednisolone is? Stay tuned to find out. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Mark Zoll and welcome to the very first Prednisolone diary. So throughout this series, I'm hoping to cover a range of topics for you guys all about prednisolone. First, I'll cover what prednisolone is and why many people around the UK and the world are taking prednisolone to control their illnesses. I'll then talk about what prednisolone does to your body and why it's being used by so many people and the reasons why people are taking them. I'm also going to talk about the side effects of prednisolone. There are many side effects with prednisolone, and I'm hopefully going to be able to highlight them throughout this series for you. And I'm also going to be able to show you what diet works best when you're taking prednisolone and what exercises you can do to help control all these negative side effects that come your way. So lots to cover throughout this series, and in this first video, it's all about what prednisolone is. So before we jump into this video, I just wanted to take a minute to explain the difference between prednisolone and prednisone. I know by talking to some people in the US, they use prednisone, and here in the UK we use prednisolone, and I didn't really know what the difference was or if there was a difference at all, so I did a little bit of research and I just wanted to share it with you guys. In essence, these drugs are pretty much the same with only a few slight differences. They are both a type of corticosteroids that's used to suppress your immune system and to stop inflammation throughout the body, and they both have the same negative side effects, which we'll get to later on in the video. The only real differences to note between the two is that prednisolone is more easily absorbed by the body, and prednisolone can be taken in tablet form or injection form, whereas prednisone is only a tablet and you can only take it orally. I've also read that prednisolone has a slightly better anti-inflammatory effect, so for this reason, anyone taking prednisone is probably on a slightly higher dose than anyone taking prednisolone, because prednisolone gets to work a tiny bit better. So I hope that clears it up a little bit. I know that I was confused when I was reading about prednisone and prednisolone, and I didn't really know if they were the same thing or not. So it turns out they are pretty much the same drug. So any advice or any tips given in this video about prednisolone, you can also apply it if you're taking prednisone. So guys, what is prednisolone? Prednisolone is a synthetic produced corticosteroid that releases a substance in our body very similar to cortisol. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone, and I'll be talking a bit more about this later on in the video. Prednisolone is used to treat a range of different illnesses, such as autoimmune diseases and inflammatory conditions, just to name a few. I used to take prednisolone many years ago to control the inflammation that was in my kidneys due to my lupus nephritis. Now I'm taking prednisolone to control my new kidney being accepted by my body after my kidney transplant. So I started taking prednisolone again 4 weeks ago now, and I was taking 30 milligrams each day to begin with, and now I'm down to 25. And what happens is every 3 weeks, your doctor will reduce the amount of prednisolone you're taking, because it's very dangerous just to stop your prednisolone from a very high dose, because people can suffer from withdrawal symptoms, and this can cause lots of different health issues for you if you stop abruptly. To explain further why so many people suffer from these withdrawal symptoms, I'm going to spend a few minutes now talking about cortisol, the substance that the prednisolone is essentially replacing in your body, and tell you why these withdrawal symptoms happen and what the process is that's happening inside your body. So cortisol is a hormone that we all produce, and it's produced in the adrenal gland, and it regulates many different things throughout our body. It regulates blood pressure, our blood sugar levels, our sleep and wake cycle, and it regulates how we handle stress, our fight or flight response. So while someone is taking prednisolone, the body stops producing its own natural cortisol because the synthetic cortisol that you're giving yourself from your prednisolone takes over and does the job for you. And once you stop taking your prednisolone, it can take days or even sometimes weeks for your body to pick up the slack and start to produce enough cortisol again for normal regulation of the body. So as you can probably see, if you stopped your prednisolone very quickly without reducing it slowly over time, your body won't have enough of its own cortisol to use to help regulate your blood pressure and your blood sugar levels and how you sleep at night and how you handle stress, so you can see what health issues this might cause. Even by slowly reducing your prednisolone over time, people still experience withdrawal symptoms because, as I said, it can take sometimes weeks for your body to start producing enough cortisol for everything to be working properly inside you. I started on 30 milligrams and I'm going down 5 milligrams every 3 weeks until I get down to 0. So let's move on now and talk about the effects of prednisolone. How does it affect your body and how does it affect you going about your normal day-to-day life? Taking prednisolone is definitely a love-hate relationship. Let's start by highlighting a positive thing about taking prednisolone. Prednisolone is a very powerful drug, but it's very effective at reducing inflammation throughout the body and suppressing your immune system. And for someone to be taking prednisolone, there must be something in their health that needs urgent attention and something strong enough to control it. And through my experiences, taking prednisolone does improve your health overall in the long run. So even though there are lots of different side effects and negative things that you have to put up with on a day-to-day basis when you're taking the medication, once you've finished the course and once you've improved your health, you definitely end up in a better place than when you started before you took your prednisolone. So for me, it is really reassuring knowing that prednisolone does the job that you're asking it to do, because in the past I've taken new medication and I've tried something different and I'm almost hoping that it works and you don't really know if it's going to get the job done. Whereas with prednisolone, like I said, from my past experiences and from what I've heard and read everyone else say about it, it does do the work for you. You just have to put up with the short-term negative side effects, which I'll move on to in a second, and then you'll benefit from the effect that the prednisolone has had on your health. So, what are these negative side effects that I keep talking about? To only name a few, we have headaches, dizziness, trouble sleeping, mood swings, shingles, and high blood pressure. And the main side effect that these prednisolone diaries are going to be focusing on is weight gain. Weight gain is very common for anyone that's taking prednisolone. It happened to me before when I was taking it to control my lupus, and now it's happened to me again whilst I'm taking it to control the rejection in my new kidney. I've only been taking it for 4 weeks now, but I've already put on 5 kilograms. That's way too much. So how and why does this happen? When taking steroids, this affects your metabolism, and this in turn increases your appetite and means that you end up having more calories consumed throughout the day. When you're hungry throughout the whole day, you end up just snacking on everything that you can find throughout the house. And even during your main meal times, you end up eating more of your lunch and more of your dinner just because you know you're going to be hungry later on. And it's a really, really bad cycle to get into, and it's a really, really hard cycle to get out of. And usually people taking prednisolone steroids, they have some form of chronic illness as well, which is why they're taking the medicine. So it's probably really hard for them to get up, get out and do some exercise or go for a walk or go to the gym. So you're eating more food, you're doing less exercise, you're consuming more calories, and you put on more weight. Another reason for this weight gain is that when you're taking steroids, your body retains too much sodium or salt, and it loses too much potassium. This mix causes lots of water retention and bloating throughout your body, mainly on your face, your neck, your chest, and your abdomen, causing you to have the well-known moon face and causing you to be round in all the wrong places. I know that this can be very difficult for people to come to terms with sometimes. I know that I struggled when I was taking prednisolone back to control my lupus because I put on loads of weight. I went from 70 kilograms to 95 kilograms. That was over the space of maybe 3 years. And I had this big round puffy face that stayed with me everywhere I go, and I just didn't like the way I looked. You just end up looking at yourself in the mirror and you think, that doesn't look like me, that isn't me. And it makes you not want to go outside, it makes you not want to socialize with your friends, makes you not want to take any pictures of yourself because you don't want to be remembered for looking like this, and it just makes you feel really low, and it gives you a really low self-esteem. And I know that might sound a bit shallow to some people and a bit silly, but it's the reality that lots of people go through when they're taking prednisolone. And once you do slowly reduce your steroids and eventually, fingers crossed, get off taking your steroids, this moon face and this bloated stomach and all these feelings that you're feeling, they will go away. But it does take time, and it is a very, very slow process that you need to stick with and stay strong throughout. So let me just end the video by giving you a little bit of advice. It's very easy to beat yourself up about how much weight you've put on, how much little exercise you're doing, and how you're not really looking after yourself as much as you should be. I know that's what I've been doing over the last 3 weeks, and I feel personally responsible for the food that I end up putting in my mouth and for the lack of energy and the lack of exercise that I'm doing to try and get rid of the body fat. But the important thing that I want you to remember, and the thing that I'm trying to keep reminding myself, is that it is not easy, guys. It's not easy to drag yourself out of bed each day and do a little bit of exercise when you're in so much pain. It's not easy to sit around all day thinking about how hungry you are and you've got nothing to do to take your mind off things. And it's not easy to make something healthy for your breakfast and your lunch and your dinner when you just have no energy and you just want something quick, simple, and easy to make. It's not easy, guys. Everyone's journey has bumps along the way, and trying to understand and overcome any issue always takes time. And rarely do we find the answers first time round. So luckily for me, this is my second time round, and I do know a bit more about what I should be doing, and even then it's still hard to do the right thing. So please try not to be so hard on yourself. Think about the strength that you've already shown to get this far, and all the other barriers you've already broken down. This barrier is not going to be one that gets in your way. So rather than beating yourself up, try to educate yourself. Try to understand why you're having all these food cravings, why you're putting on so much weight, and why you just have no energy to go outside. These prednisolone steroids are really powerful drugs, and they cause lots of different physiological and chemical changes inside your body. And that's you, that's how you work day to day with all these changes happening inside you. And you don't really control that because of the powerful drugs that you're taking. Yes, you can do your best to snack on healthy food and try your best to exercise. And for some people, they may be able to do that and to overcome all these negative side effects of the steroids. But I really think for the majority of us, it's just a case of putting up with this really tough, difficult time and struggling through it just so that you can come out the other side with better health and a better perspective. So guys, that's it for the very first Prednisolone diary. I hope you've learned something new today. I'm planning on making a Prednisolone diary every Wednesday for you guys, highlighting the different effects that it has on my body throughout the week. Along the way, I hope to show you how to lose weight whilst taking Prednisolone, recommend some exercises you can do to help control the bloated feeling, share with you some dietary tips that I'm going to be doing to help control the moon face that I'm getting right now, show you how to get a better night's sleep whilst taking Prednisolone, and some more advice about how to deal with the mood swings that come along whilst you're taking these tablets. So weekly, I'm going to be sharing with you what I've been eating, how much exercise I've done, the amount of sleep that I'm getting, and the changes that I've been making throughout the week to control these negative side effects. And guys, I don't claim to be a doctor or any kind of health specialist at all. I'm just speaking through my experiences and what I've been through in the past, hoping to share it with you guys so that you can learn from me. I did study health and nutrition throughout my university degree, so I do know the background knowledge and I have some knowledge of it myself. But like I said, the most of it is just coming from my experiences and what I've been through and what I've learned along the way. So thank you all so much for watching, and make sure that you set a reminder on your phone to tune in next Wednesday to check out the second Prednisolone diary. And if you like the video at any point, guys, leave me a thumbs up and write a comment down below for me. Have you heard of Prednisolone before this video? Do you know a bit more about it now? And if you're taking Prednisolone, were there any side effects that I forgot to mention? And give me some tips and tricks on how you deal with them as well. That's all for now, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.